Chapter 31. An earth missile rocketed out of the cave and exploded. The black dragon hit the ground in a shower of sand. Tremor walked outside and moved away from the mouth of the cave. He kept his eyes on Leon as he shook the sand off himself. Lucky shot, the dragon leered at the guardian. You think so, huh? Tremor gave a superior smirk. There's a big difference between luck and skill. Don't you lecture me on skill! Leon snarled and charged again. Tremor sidestepped him again and let the dragon run into his clubbed tail. Leon staggered forward from the hit. In a flash, he whirled around and fired a bolt of black lightning. The light blinded Tremor and he closed his eyes. The bolt struck him in the chest, just left of his previous injury. He cried from the pain and stumbled back. Leon ran in and tackled Tremor to the ground. The other guys all rushed outside and were staring as the two combatants rolled over each other, clawing and snarling wildly. What do we do? Sally gasped in her as she watched Tremor kick Leon off, only to have the black dragon drop back onto him. I have no idea. Sally shook his head. Should we jump in and break out the fight, or what? Kenneth glanced over at them. We have to do something, Sally insisted. Otherwise they'll kill each other. I don't think so. Flame gave a quick glance. Right now I say we let Tremor handle it, who looks like he needs our assistance. But Flame, Sally began in protest. I know. Flame placed a comfort paw on her shoulder. I don't like it either, but I'm certain Tremor can handle this. I guess. Sally turned her attention back to the fight. Leon roared and sliced Tremor across the face. The other dragon's blood splattered across the sand and was instantly buried beneath the two dragons. You won't be able to beat me, Lance laughed. You're too tired, too coveted, and too slow. He struck Tremor again, leaving 3 claw marks across his forehead. He was about to follow up with another swipe with his claws when Tremor blocked him. Leon gasped in surprise. Tremor smiled. He hit Leon in the face with his forehead, causing the black dragon to rear back. When his midsection was exposed, Tremor struck him hard with his tail. Leon chugged and gasped for air, collapsed into the sand. I'm not trying to kill you, Tremor yelled as if he were bored. So don't think I'm really trying to fight you. Why, you smug bastard! Leon sucked his hair back and struck Tremor beneath the jaw. He ran Tremor as hard as he could and sent the Earth Guardian rolling across the sand. As Tremor began to rise, Leon pounced on his back and sank his teeth in Tremor's neck. Tremor bellowed and spun around in circles, trying to throw his opponent off. Leon dug his long claws in Tremor's flesh, drawing as much blood as he could to slow the dragon down. At last, Tremor had enough. He leaned down and shook himself like a dog. Leon hung on as long as he could, but began to lose his grip on the young dragon. With one last thrust, Tremor shook loose the black dragon, who tore off a massive chunk of his skin. Tremor gasped intense pain in his neck. The cold, salty air only added the burning feeling. Leon smiled almost evilly. What's wrong, Guardian? Did I catch you off guard? Yeah, right. You know I let you just because I felt sorry for you. Tremor tried to form a smile, but the pain was starting to get to him. Leon's temper flared nonetheless. Oh, you've gonna piss me off now, Leon snarled. But before he could go on to the attack again, Tremor shot and stunned the black dragon. Leon tumbled across the sand and looked up to see Tremor silhouetted by the 2 moons in the sky. Tremor roared and charged up an earth shot. Leon dug his paw deep and flung a large cloud of sand at Tremor's eyes. The Earth Guardian growled sharply, the tiny grain stinging his eyes. He jumped to the beach and rubbed his eyes, but only succeeded in making it worse. Tremor focused his eye to stay closed and began to use his earth powers. Leon sniggered and sprang into the air. Tremor summed his foot in the sand, sending out condensed pillars of sand. Leon dodged the first 3, but the 4th clipped his wings, sending him off balance. The 5th hit the mark, sending him flying high into the air. Leon spread his wings, catching his balance and hovered over the Earth Dragon below. Tremor's muscles tensed for a split second. He drew a deep breath and exhaled, calming his senses. He couldn't see or feel the black dragon anymore. He could hear the steady beating of his wings, but he was unable to get a fix on his position. Tremor fired an earth bullet and missed. Leon watched as the attack passed him several feet away. Tremor fired another and another, none of them coming close to the black dragon. Leon smiled. He can't tell where I am, he thought to himself. He gave his wings a hard flap and moved sideways. Tremor heard the noise and fired. Leon yelped and ducked out of the way just in time. How'd you find me? He demanded angrily. He was beginning to grow annoyed with the Earth Dragon. I can hear your wings beat, moron. Tremor turned in his general direction. Each time you move in the air, you beat your wings harder, and that gives you away. Oh, really? Leon sneered. How about now? He moved again, and Tremor fired another bullet. He missed, but only slightly. Leon moved again, and once again Tremor fired. The more the black dragon moved, the more precise Tremor's aim was getting. At last, Linear cartwheeled over Tremor's head, dodging another attack in the process. He paused and beat his wings hard, turning himself upright. Much to his surprise, the Earth Dragon didn't attack. Liam moved to his side and Tremor fired. Liam fainted back to his side and Tremor stopped. Liam looked over his shoulder to see his back to the cave where the cave was. A wicked smile spread across his fat mouth as he came to realize his situation. Black flames began to lick at Liam's lips. The latter he spewed a raging fireball. Shit! Tremor cursed and dove to his side. The impact sent him flying and sand stung his wounds. The Earth Dragon rolled to his feet and listened above. Liam beat his wings hard and Tremor was about to fire when he realized Liam had put himself in front of the cliffs again. Damn it! He rolled away again as another fireball hit the beach. Off to the side, Candace watched in deep anxiety. When Liam had thrown sand in Tremor's face, she had almost immediately jumped to the fight herself. Now that Tremor was completely on the defensive, her anxiousness was beginning to get to her. As Tremor dodged another fireball, she took a step forward. Flame crossed her wing in front of her. The Ice Dragon looked at him, almost ready to cross him to get to strong the Earth Dragon. Not yet. Flame shook his head. Candace pressed her lips tightly together. She wanted to go out and help, but she trusted Flame's judgment. Her attention was grabbed with Tremor howling in pain. She turned back to see the Earth Dragon throwing the air from the force of an explosion. Liam dove in and struck Tremor in midair. He turned back fast and struck him twice more before slamming him down the cold, wet sand at the shore's edge. The sand was hard and Tremor felt the wind rush out of him. As he gasped for breath, a wave rose up right behind him and a wave washed over him. Tremor! Candace screamed and pushed past Flame's wing. Wait! The fire breather called. How can you continue to tell me to wait when Tremor's getting his tail kicked? I have to help him! No, Tremor isn't even close to being beaten. Flame looked at Leon and his blaze brought to show his seriousness. He'll be fine. But, Candace, do you trust me? Of course. And I know you hate Tremor, but do you trust him? Do you believe in him? Candace stood stiff. I don't hate Tremor. It's not that I like him. Do you trust him? Flame took his first step towards her. Candace hung her head. I don't know. Flame sighed and dragged a wing around her shoulders. Just watch, he said. Candace looked up at him. He sounded so mature and wise, almost as if she had been a guardian for as long as the elders. Deep down, she pondered Tremor would ever be like that in his future. Maybe, she thought to herself. Perhaps maybe. I do. The icy cold salt water stung Tremor's wounds even more than the burning sand did. He opened his mouth to cry and ended up with a mouthful of ocean. When the water rushed back, Tremor retched the salty contents of his stomach. Liam watched as he laughed as he watched Tremor cough and sputter. Another wave hit Tremor, and Alien Dog came down again. The Earth Dragon squinted through burning eyes at the Black Dragon. The pain caused Tremor to shut his eyes again. I guess you lose, Liam called mockingly. I guess you should have listened to me before the Guardian. I'm still standing, and I'm not dead yet. Tremor's cocky smirk spread across his mouth again. So don't call it quits before one of us is dead. Off to the side, Candace felt her heart nearly stop. Then I won't disappoint you, Liam roared and dove at Tremor. He fired a beam of black fire at Tremor. The Earth Dragon's green aura suddenly surrounded him. The energy focused to Tremor's arm, and he raised his paw and struck the beam head on. In his eyes grew wide as the Earth Dragon pushed through his attack. Just before he hit Tremor, the Earth Dragon broke from the attack and struck Liam in the neck before pinning him to the sand. The Black Dragon gagged and coughed, and another wave engulfed the two dragons. Liam forced his head about to break, choking down the air in salt water. He opened his eyes and stared in shock at Tremor. He was about to speak when Tremor brought his nose down to his. Tremor's eyes were still closed, but it didn't make him look any less threatening. A low roar resonated in his chest. This fight is over, he growled. I can take others calling me a weakling, or a failure, or an idiot. I can even deal with others wishing I were dead. Candace felt a knife stab her in the heart. But I will not tolerate others trying to harm my friends, or insulting someone I care about. Candace is a billion times stronger than you could ever be. Even if she's a know-it-all kiss ass. I may be exhausted, but if you cross me, I promise, there will be no end to my power which you will face. Tremor stepped off of Leon and spread his wings wide, seeing droplets flying and glistening in the moonlight. I spared you this time out of respect for Steelix as she liked you. Now get out of my sight and don't ever let me catch you around my friends, ever again. The roar began to grow louder, and Liam felt genuine fear grip his heart. Or I felt that next time I won't be as forgiving. Liam shook himself, getting more water and Tremor as a last act of defiance. He spread his wings and took off as fast as he could fly. He cursed to himself as he looked back over his shoulder at the Earth Dragon, who stood proudly, letting the surf wash around him as if nothing could face him. "You'll pay for this," he hissed and disappeared into the night.